Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Snap Ring Chronicles. Today we have another Ratchet teardown comparison video. But as always, before we start, if you enjoy these Ratchet videos, could you do me a favor, give me a like, share, and subscribe? That would really help me out. Okay, today we have a Pittsburgh Pro. This is the Composite teardrop ratchet. There's the handle. Here's the head. This is a pretty small head. It's a profile, but it's small, but it's kind of thick. It's a quick release. 3/8 drive. Okay. This ratchet is about 10 inches long. Yep, 10 inches long. Pretty long for a regular 3/8. And to compare it to some other Harbor Freight ratchets, here's the 3/8 flex head. It's almost exactly the same length. And we have the regular 3/8 quick release. And we have the brother of this ratchet, the Composite quick release ratchet. Okay. As you can see, this one, the teardrop ratchet, it's pretty long, longer than these two, than the Composite quick release and the regular quick release. If we compare the heads, here you see how small the head is compared to these other ratchets. Here's the flex head. I mean, the flex head, it's maybe a little wider, not much, but it doesn't have the contour here. A nice rounded contour that makes the head small. So this is a lot longer head. And the regular quick release, you can see differences in the head size. I think maybe the closest head size is the other Composite quick release, but this is still smaller. And as far as thickness, these are kind of the same thickness, the two composites, but you can see here that the regular quick release is thinner. And the flex head is also thinner than the teardrop. Okay, let's open it up. Okay, to open this up, you're gonna need a T8 Torx bit, because both the screws and the switch screw, they're both T8s. Here's the screw. That's what it looks like. small screw. I think they have a little blue Loctite on it. Here's what the screw looks like. The plate screw also has some blue Loctite on it. Oops. There's the other screw. And the plate just wanted to come off by itself. Okay. Here's what the plate looks like. This is the back. This is the front where it has the indent for the screw head. Not very thick. About the usual plate you find from out of Taiwan or China. Okay, here's the gear. And there's like a little ring here on the anvil side of the gear. Little washer ring. That's what the teeth look like. 72 teeth. This one came with a decent amount of grease in it. They used like a thicker grease. It's the quick release. Okay, here are your pawls. These pawls have like number 72-J on them. And this one 72-J also. It's the regular swinging pawl design a la Plum Proto. It has the springs on the side of each of the paws. This is what the springs look like. Just regular cone shaped springs. But I gotta admit that these springs look kinda a little bit thinner than most springs, most cone springs like this. They look real thin. Okay. Here's your other spring. Here's your switch. The switch is made of metal, which is good. This is what it looks like. And you have your pawls. They're kind of short pawls, like short in length, but they're kind of wide here. And you can see they have 4 teeth, each paw. It's rounded at the bottom here, and it has a little protrusion here. And that protrusion goes in the kind of a little cutout hole down there to give it a little bit more stability. Here's the other pawl. Okay, here's the inside of the mechanism. These composite ratchets, they're made of, they have like a plastic coating on the outside. Like right here, this is plastic coated. This, I'm hitting plastic, not metal. I don't know how thick the beam is, or the handle, the shaft. I don't know how thick the plastic is. I'm not sure. Well, I get you get an idea how thick it is. The only, let's see if I can get a shot of this. Okay. This is metal on the inside. And you can see the seam there, just barely. The seam, this is plastic, and this is the seam. And that's where the metal starts there. That's how thick the plastic is here at the head. Not too thick. About maybe, I don't know, maybe a millimeter. Maybe a millimeter in thickness there. But it coats all the way, the whole head and everything. But the interior is metal. And it coats the handle and the shaft all the way down. This is more like a, this is a little bit softer. This is a little bit more rubbery, the handle, than this part. It's plastic, hard plastic. Okay, to get this back together, you just take your switch, you put it back in the hole, get your left pawl, put the round bottom in the rounded part on the bottom there that seats the pawl, and you get your right pawl and you do the same like that, and you switch it to one side. That way there's an opening here. You put the switch like that, that way there's an opening for you to put the springs in. Let me try it. Let me try the other side first. Okay. Alright. Okay, like that. You take the wide part. The wide part of the spring goes against the wall, and the cone, the small, thin part of the spring goes against the pawl, like that. Okay, what I do is I try to center it a little bit better. All right. I switch to switch again, so there's room on this side to get the spring in. Yeah, these small paws, they're kind of a little bit harder to work with. Brother, let me try my right hand. All right. There we go. Okay, you got them both in like that. And you take your gear and you drop that in. That's kind of what it looks like ratcheting. All right, now you take your plate. Remember with the indent facing up and this kind of protrusion facing down. Okay, like that with the indent facing up. You take your switch screw and you screw it in. Not too tight because you're gonna have to loosen it here. Because if you tighten it too much, then you won't be able to switch back and forth. And take your plate screws, drop those in. Okay, not too tight on those. If you want to put some more blue Loctite on, you can do that. But you don't want to over torque them because you might strip it out. And that's kind of a thin plate. All right, there you go. That's the teardown of the Pittsburgh Pro teardrop composite ratchet. All right, guys, till next time.